this video, we'll walk you through the proper methods for preparing DECRA Tile and DECRA Shake panels. DECRA Tile and DECRA Shake provide the ageless beauty of clay tile and rustic aesthetics of wood shake with the strength that only stone-coated steel can provide. The classic scallop shape of DECRA Tile is perfect for the Mediterranean designs, and the rustic texture of DECRA Shake provides the rustic tones and architectural details of cedar shake. We'll review what you need to know before getting started with your DECRA installation, including the tools you'll need and how to measure and cut panels. For deck preparation and underlayment instructions, refer to the installation guide or visit DECRA.com. This information is intended as a guide for the installation of DECRA Tile and DECRA Shake. Please adhere to recommended safety practices and refer to local codes.
Let's get started with the tools that you'll need to install DECRA Tile and DECRA Shake. DECRA Tile, DECRA Shake panels and components may be cut using a cutter or guillotine, tin or aviation snips, or a circular saw using a cool-cut metal cutting blade. A portable brake, DECRA bender, or hand bender is recommended to bend the panels for hips, ridges, sidewalls, headwalls, and valleys. Safety equipment should be worn during the installation process. In all cases, wear eye protection. Make sure the first batten is flush at the edge of the fascia board. Next, install 2x2 battens on center into rafters. Then install 2x2s at hips. Flashing is required along the fascia to cover up the buildup at the first batten. Set the top front edge of the first batten flush at the edge of the fascia board. Lay full panels starting with the first full course down from the ridge. Fasten the first course along the back flange. Start laying the panels by tucking them under the upper panels. DECRA Tile and DECRA Shake panels should be staggered to create an irregular appearance. Panels can be laid either right to left or left to right. The overlapping panel should nest in the keyways at the edge of the panel. Panels are fastened to wood battens with a minimum of 4 number 9 hex, 1/4 inch diameter, by 1.5 inch long corrosion-resistant screws, color coordinated. One fastener is placed near the bottom on the downturn of the panel, 1 inch from the overlapped edge. The remaining fasteners are evenly spaced across the panel. Install standard W or U style valley. Valley metal should be a minimum 7 inches wide. Install the valley metal overlapping a minimum of 6 inches. Secure the valley metal to the top of the batten using a fastener. Make sure the end of the valley extends beyond the fascia at least 1 inch or onto a lower roof area. Panels are cut and bent down into valleys, leaving either an open or closed valley. To create an open valley, work on one side of the valley at a time. Measure, cut, and bend panels starting at the bottom of the valley and working up. To create a closed valley, find and establish the center of the valley. After the valley is installed, start on one side of the valley by measuring, cutting, bending, and installing panels as accurately as possible to create a clean, straight line. Next, measure, cut, and bend panels to fill in the other side of the valley. Make sure these panels meet the opposing side of the valley. The panels from the two sides of the valley should fit as closely as possible, and the line between them should run straight up the valley. When installing DECRA Tile or DECRA Shake along the rake gable and finishing it with hip and ridge, run a 2x2 vertically along the rake. Bring the panel up to the 2x2 and bend the panel up 1.5 inches. At fascia, cover the opened end of hip and ridge with appropriate end cap. Hip and ridge pieces are overlapped and fastened on both sides along the ridges, rakes, and gables with the same fasteners used for securing the panels. Once the panels have been cut and turned up vertically along the hips and ridges, install hip and ridge pieces along hips, ridges, and rakes. Bend and fold exposed ends of hips and ridges neatly and finish with an end cap or a piece of similar material. At the hip and ridge transition, miter into place. Place a bead of caulk on the joints and cover with matching stone granules. Next to the hip, start by running a 2x2 vertically up the battens. Bring the panel to the 2x2 and turn the panel up 1.5 inches. Make a 1.5 inch bend with the cut panels that will run along the 2x2 at the hip. Measure from the front of the back flange to the front of the 2x2 at the ridge. This will be the bend line. Bend the panel at the bend line. Add 2 inches to the bend line and cut the panel. Install the panels along the ridge one side at a time. Conform each panel to the ridge and fasten. Next, install the panels along the other side of the ridge. For installation around a chimney, start by measuring from the full panel below the chimney up to the base of the chimney. Cut panels to fit this area. Add 2 inches to all of the measurements to accommodate for the 2-inch bend up. Panels to fit the left and right sides of the chimney will be measured and cut the same way. If no existing flashing is present, turn the panel up 2 inches and counterflash with side flashing. Seal turn up against the wall and seal side flashing before applying to the wall with roofing grade sealant. To properly flash pipe penetrations, use the correct underpan for DECRA Tile or DECRA Shake. Next, cut the underpan to fit tightly around the plumbing stack. The underpan must lap over the lower field panel when positioned around the pipe. Cut the pipe flashing apron so it will fit onto the underpan. Apply roofing grade sealant on the sides. Finish with the field panel by measuring and cutting the panel to fit snugly around pipe flashing. Cut a hole according to the flashing profile. Align roofing panel and seal around base using the roofing grade sealant and finish up with Touch-Up-Kit. Install panels up to the last full course before the ridge according to the installation instructions. Ensure there is 1 inch of clearance between the hip and ridge piece and top panel. Roll the vent material to the bend up on the last course of panels while removing the white paper to expose the adhesive. Install the hip and ridge pieces, making sure the vent material is slightly compressed between the bend on the last course of panels and the hip and ridge pieces. Damaged surfaces can be refinished using a touch-up kit. Apply the sealant to the affected area, followed by embedding it with matching stone granules.
Thank you for watching our guide on installing DECRA Tile and DECRA Shake. If you have any questions, be sure to check out our knowledge base. It's an online library with resources like estimating sheets and marketing materials. We take pride in providing top-tier customer service and are happy to answer any questions you may have. Whether you're new to DECRA or already installing, be sure to join the DECRA Contractor Network for exclusive highlights and news. Thank you.